Alright, I'm back. So this time we're still going over the series where I'm talking about divorce. I got a couple more parts to hit, about 2 or 3, and then after that we're going to move on to the next topic. So you already know, it's your boy Chris. Hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, tell your friends about it, share it so we can keep it going. We're just trying to help men out. That's the best thing to do. Help a lot of men that are going through divorce or that have been through divorce, or help men that have kids and different things as far as what to do. Just steer them in the right direction. So today I'm going to talk about depression, because depression is such a big thing. It's not just prevalent in just divorce, but it's also prevalent if guys they lose their job, or there's different things going on to where they have depression because they could be going through a lot of emotional things going on in their life. It could be some type of relationship issues. It could be family issues. It could be a lot of different things. But I mostly want to focus on if a man goes through divorce and then he's depressed, like different things that he can do to help him. And like always, I'm going to hit 3 points and then we're just going to go from there. So the number one thing is, whenever you're depressed like that after divorce, it's very understandable. And the reason I say that is because you got to look at the big picture as a whole. As a man, it does make sense that you would be depressed because, number one, you could have lost some money or you had to spend money, so you still lose money either way it goes. And then you could lose time with your kids, which is another thing. And then also, you just don't really know how things are going to turn out. You don't know what direction and what the way things are going to go. So it's just so important to just take everything step by step and day by day when you first are going through your divorce process until you can get to the end. And even when you hit the end of your divorce process, you still need time for healing after that. So there's definitely just different steps that you can take. And, there's just so many different avenues and directions, the way to look at things, because when you look at the full big picture of this, it's a tough thing to deal with. And I know for me, as far as the depression stage, there was one point where I hit kind of like, I would say, I don't know if I would call it a breaking point, but it was just one day I was sitting there, and this was a couple years ago. This is when the series Selena had just came out on, this was on Netflix. And I was sitting there and I was watching Netflix, and I wouldn't say it was necessarily anything that per se happened when I was watching TV and I was watching Netflix. It was just like I hit a moment, and like at the time I was staying with my mom. My mom was at work, and then I was just sitting there. I had a friend that I was talking to and stuff, but it was like, wow. I just hit this point where I was sitting there watching TV and I realized, I was like, wow, like I'm really all alone. Like I'm all alone. I know this is real, and I knew that and I understood that, but it was like I just felt the loneliest that I think I've ever felt throughout the whole entire process. And this was like after the fact. So that was one point that happened, and I was texting my friend and we were talking, and I told her, I said, I've never felt this low before, like this lonely in my life. She tried to encourage me and stuff like that, but man, it was tough. For a breaking point as a man, and then, you start crying and nobody else is really there. And, you just do a lot of thinking. And that's when I used to still take a whole lot of walks and stuff like that. I don't walk as much now because I've moved, but it was really just like it was just a dark time. It was really, really dark. And I was just struggling, just being there and just understanding that, life is not going to be the same. But I always had hope. And that's the thing. I always have hope, and I always made sure that I saw there was a way out always. I think the second time that I was very depressed was when I moved to the apartment I'm in now. It was like the first day I got here, I got some of the things that I needed, but I didn't have like a bed yet. I had like ordered it and bought it, but the fact of the matter is that it hadn't gotten here yet. And then from there, I needed the bed to be assembled. But the person who was going to assemble it wasn't going to be here till the next couple of days. And I just felt lonely, but then I couldn't figure out why. And then I remember just laying there. I was like on an air mattress. I had just gotten here. And I was like, wow, I feel so lonely. Like I'm here all by myself. Like there's nobody here. My kids aren't here or anything like that. And then looking back on it, like the next couple of days, and I was talking to my mom, because the next couple of days got better. But what I realized is like the furniture got dropped off. And then a couple of days after that, the guy assembled the furniture. And the fact of the matter is that I realized that the reason why I was lonely is because I just didn't have any furniture. I didn't have any furniture, and then I didn't have a lot of different things here. And I'm not saying that things make you happy, because I don't really believe that. I think at some moments they can have ups and downs. But to consistently have things to make you happy, I think is unrealistic. But I realized that no matter what the situation was, that when I didn't have the furniture, that, I guess it just kind of like makes you feel a little bit more homely inside the house. And it's just important. It's just important to have furniture because you need different things to sleep on. You need different things to sit on. So when the furniture got here and was assembled, I just felt more of like at peace about things. And that's just how things are. Sometimes, we think things are going to be better, which it is a whole lot better now living here in an apartment and stuff like that. I mean, living on my own and then seeing my kids like the first, third, and fifth here in Texas from Thursday to Monday, like every first, third, and fifth on the weekends. It's good. It gives me time by myself to record these videos. It gives me time to just reflect on life and just a lot of different things. So those are my 2 points that was like, I was very depressed. Number 1 is when I was living with my mom and then just being there and being lonely. And then number 2 was another point where I first moved here and then I felt like really lonely too. And those are 2 points for me that felt really, really down. And those things happen because you just realize that your life is never going to be the same. I think the thing that really helped me though throughout my depression was, it's like I tell you, I just spend time praying daily. And that's one of the things that really helped me was that I had a good group of friends around me that I could talk to and I could call at any moment, any time of the day. Whether it's 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. I had that good support around me. And then I also just continued to pray. And I also continued to write down my goals. I continued to write down my dreams and stuff like that. And it's just good because I just always tried to focus as much as I could, no matter what the situation was that I was going through. I always made sure that I focused on my dreams and my goals. So when I wrote them out, I went over my daily goals every day. I wrote out my daily goals, my 1-year goals, 3-year goals, and 5-year goals. And I've just always been like that. But now it's like where I try to really focus on those goals as much as I can because I'm like, okay, I got my own place. I got a car. I have different things going on. Now it's like, let me focus. I've been to the counseling. I've done the work. I've done a lot of these different things. And now it's like, I just got to focus on what I'm doing and making sure I'm going in the right direction. So depression is hard. It really is. It's a tough thing, but luckily I had all this different help, from praying to counseling to friends, family. I mean, I had so much support. And I think another thing that really helped me was that I never really realized how much I helped people before I got divorced until I got divorced. And when I told people about it, I mean, sometimes it was overwhelming how much help I got, whether it was financial help, whether it was different things as far as like paperwork and just people just being there. I was really in shock, but I had no idea that all the volunteering that I was doing at the church, volunteering in organizations, and just developing these friendships over time, I never knew that these people would be here for me. I never really realized that, and it never dawned on me until I got in a bad situation. I realized it was like, wow, I may not hang out with these people every day, but the fact that they're there for me through my darkest time is something that really helped me to keep going. And that's why it's just a combination of things, from friends, family, just God helping out, just a lot of these different things, and just knowing that God had a plan for my life. It was always something that kept me going. It was always like, what can I do to help people? And it was always in my mind, okay, I can create this YouTube channel and I can continue to help men. And that's the way I look at it. So the things is this: if you're depressed, look, hey, take you a walk, talk to some friends and stuff like that. And don't be scared to go to counseling. I went to counseling for about 1.5 years. It didn't bother me. I didn't care what people thought or anything like that. That was my first thing I did. I was like, no matter what, I'm going to go to counseling and I'm going to get the help that I need to get to make sure I'm in a better place. So as a man, don't care what people think about you. If you have to spend time crying in a closet or in a room or something like that, you do that. Sometimes we need a release. And I think sometimes women think you're weak. Don't worry about what women think. Don't worry about what people think. You need to do what's best for you to help you get to the next day. And that's important. Just stay motivated. Stay motivated. Make sure you have good people around you. Don't try to isolate yourself or lock yourself in a closet or anything like that. Go out to the beach. Go out to the mall. Go out with friends. Try to make yourself presentable and keep going, because you don't want to get in a stagnant situation to where you're just sitting there. That's definitely just not the thing to do. But yeah, that's it. So I'm just wrapping it up. Hey, look, Stay motivated, guys. Make sure no matter what the situation is that you continue to keep going. Remember, you have the support and family and friends around you. Always make sure that you're praying and you're asking God to lead you in the right direction. And hey, I'll see y'all next time. Thanks for watching this YouTube video. Hit subscribe, hit like. Thanks. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.